What's up everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here with an unboxing that I'm really excited about. This is the just redesigned 2010 11.6-inch MacBook Air. Let's dig in. Alright, so this is the entry-level MacBook Air, the $999 model. I've got this in for just about a week for review purposes. On the front of the box, you've got a picture of the Air with its very familiar wedge shape. MacBook Air on the side. On the back, it sort of gives you a rundown on the specs. So this model has the 1.4 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo chip, 2 gigs of RAM. Although if you're going to buy one of these, I recommend ordering it online and paying the extra $100 premium for the 4 gigs of RAM. I think it'll serve you well over a longer period of time. 64 gigs of flash memory, 11.6-inch diagonal LED backlit display with a resolution of 1366 by 768. NVIDIA GeForce 320M, built-in EyeSight, 2 USB ports, and the rest of the stuff you would expect from a Mac laptop. The box is really small and really light. Let's go ahead and use, of course, the obligatory big old knife to cut into this guy. Alright, so the plastic is open. Go ahead and peel this back. I'm guessing the top just comes off in sort of typical Mac fashion. Top is sort of a foamy protective covering to keep this safe. A little tab to pull out the MacBook Air. Wow, this thing is really incredibly small. We'll do a size comparison in just a minute, but for right now, let's push it off to the side and see what else we're going to get. You've got your power brick, sort of same typical Apple laptop cord that we've seen before, and your MagSafe adapter. And you've got your everything Mac, everything else, although I think that this does not come actually with reinstalled DVDs. Supposedly it comes with a reinstalled thumb drive. Let's see if that's true. And yep, there it is. Back to MacBook Air rather, a software reinstalled drive. That's a thumb drive and a very small one at that. So kind of interesting, since this does not have an optical drive. That's how you're going to get all your information back on your computer if you ever need to restore it. So enough of those accessories aside, let's take a look at what everyone's here to see, me included. This is the 11.6-inch MacBook Air, and this thing is really, really tiny, very thin. Let's go ahead and peel off the plastic. Always sort of fun to do. Alright, so here it is. It does have a full-size keyboard for an 11.6-inch laptop. Let's go ahead and open it up. And there it is. And a little bit interestingly enough, the keyboard actually extends out past the screen. The screen here is not the typical screen that we see on the MacBook Pro lines. It doesn't have that sheet of edge-to-edge glass that actually is sort of sitting inside of a bezel here. But it does look to be pretty nice. It is a full-size keyboard. It's not backlit. We now have the full-size multi-touch trackpad on a MacBook Air without the button. Let's do a real quick size comparison here. I'm going to bring in the 13-inch MacBook. So this is the same size as the MacBook Pros that are currently out there. You can see sort of the size difference here. So there is the big guy. And first let's put them sort of on top of each other so you guys can see the difference. Move these off to the side. So big size difference there just from regular dimensions. But the real difference, turn these things over, as you can see the size quite small. This thing really weighs nothing. You take a standard smartphone, relatively thin, hold it up next to it, you can see just how thin this thing really is. Let's go ahead and continue sort of our tour of the MacBook Air and take a look at the ports and what else you are going to get with the computer. Alright, so on the left hand side, you've got your MagSafe adapter, 1 USB port, and headphones in, which also will serve as audio out. Looks like you've got a microphone right there as well. On the right-hand side, moving right along, we have another USB port and your mini display port, micro display port, which now you can use to power a full 27-inch Apple Cinema display, which is quite nice. Battery is sealed on the back. You're going to get 5 hours of battery life with the 11.6-inch model, or 7 hours of battery life with the larger 13.3, completely sealed in here. Go ahead and turn this back on its side. Anyway guys, be sure to stay tuned to the channel and technobuffalo.com for a full rundown of the MacBook Air. I'll be putting it through its paces and showing you videos on what it's like, what the Instant On is like, how fast it handles websites, HD video, and the such. Anyway, so if you have any questions or things you want to see, let me know. I am John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.